I just finished the second race in the winter short track series, and boy, was I underprepared for this one. Really quickly, just to get the formalities out of the way, if you enjoy this kind of content, the race coverage, I know it doesn't get seen as much as like bike reviews and stuff like that, so be sure to like the video, subscribe, leave a comment down below. All of that helps. I thank you guys so much. If you have not watched stage 1 of the winter short track series, I will leave a link. I think it's in one of these two corners. That was a complete slop fest, mud everywhere. This was a drastic change. This race was fast. The mud to me is a great equalizer because if you don't train specifically to race in the mud, then you can be the strongest guy out there and completely bomb. Which, that's all fine and dandy, except I actually got a terrible head cold from racing in the 35-degree slop fest of a race. I do need to set the stage because it matters. I have a severe head cold, and typically whenever I get sick, my asthma flares up again. Doctor said I'm not contagious, took all the tests under the sun. I'm good to go. And me being from Gastonia and not having that many brain cells left, I cared more about being called a wuss for not showing up to race than I did about my own health. And next, let's just jump to the actual field, the single speed field. It is the biggest field of the day once again, with 40 riders I think on the start line, and it is a stacked field. Let's put the headphones on, let's see what happens. Somebody that was in our group the entire time, that would be James Pearl. I will leave a link below to his channel. He records a lot of his races as well. He's got a GoPro, so after this race, because we were in the same group for the entire race, he sent me, which I think it might have been a pain in the butt for him, so I thank you a lot, but he sent me his entire race. One thing I can say, this was one of the fastest single speed races I think I've ever done. Huge field, felt like I was in a crit race at the start of this where you're just bumping and grinding elbows, trying to fight for position.
5. Go! This is our single speed category.
Go get him, Nick.
Right here, Justin, he drills it, he takes a flyer, he goes as hard as he can, he is up the road at this point. No one is chasing it down. I was not going to try to sit on his wheel. Like I said, I'm just gonna be hopping wheels. So I'm not sure where Nick was at this point, but Justin takes a flyer. Nick does not see that yet, right? He thinks that we're all in this same group. So right now, after Justin goes, nobody's chasing it down. When Nick comes around me, I think that's what he's doing, is chasing it down, but later he said he had no idea that Justin was even up the road until like 2 laps to go, 2 or 3 to go.
Up and back. On your left, on your left.
So I'm sitting fourth wheel right here. I know Jamie is sitting on my wheel, I believe. And Nick is just drilling it. I mean, he is hitting it hard going up these hills. But I'm doing good. I'm sucking wheel. Not pushing the pace. I'm just sitting on.
One more.
Can I come behind your left? Yep. Thanks, man.
Another one, another one.
Come on.
Thanks, buddy.
Holy shit, it's the whole class.
Yep. Ooh, I just about ruined it.
So I think I got Robert on my wheel. Jamie might be popping off at this point. I'm not 100% sure. I think at that point I look behind me and I see that it's just us four. So we've got this, I would say, second on the road, but we're the lead group of four. So this is when, again, Nick just keeps turning those freaking screws, man. He keeps making it a little bit harder. James just lets the gap open a little bit more and a little bit more, which I don't blame him. I'm gonna do the same dang thing. Then Charles comes around James. He wants to keep it all together, but Nick is putting the hurting on us.
We're on the driver's side.
I think we got 3. Appreciate you, buddy.
And so this is where that 32-17 was really helping Charles. You have to have the legs to push it, don't get me wrong. But it was hard to close a gap down when you've got a little bit smaller, easier of a gear. So at this point, Charles is like within striking distance of us, but he keeps making the gap bigger and bigger. So you've got Justin up the road and Nick are fighting for first. Charles is in third place essentially, and then we're fighting for the fourth place position.
I'm trying to come through. You gotta slow down.
I come around because at this point, I know we're fighting for 4th place, and we're not going to catch Charles or anybody for that matter if we just let one person sit on the front and do all the pulling. I'm not really even at this point trying to close the gap to Charles. I'm trying to keep it the same pace. That way, like Robert and James can recover, then they can come around me and keep pushing the pace. But I'm essentially just trying to give them a break. And to be fair, James, I tried to come around you a few times, like you can see it on the hills. I don't know what you want to call it, my acceleration, I would feel great for that. I would come up alongside you, and then you would just slowly keep going. I'm like, nope, sorry, can't pull through. And when Robert comes through, he puts the hammer down right here. I don't know if he was just trying to ride his own pace. I don't know, I didn't talk to him, but he picks the pace up quite a bit.
Woo! Woo!
All right, so at this point, you've got Justin and Nick up the road. I don't know what they're doing as far as fighting each other, but I know they're both racing for the win. Then you've got Charles is in 3rd, Robert's in 4th, so now this is the battle for 5th place.
Play nice, guys.
I try to come around James because going up the hill, I felt like, this is pretty good. This is an easy pace. But as soon as we get over the top of the hill, look at that. James picks it up a little bit, and I'm like, dude, no, he's riding away from me. So I jump right back on his wheel.
One to go, gentlemen, one to go.
So Robert had attacked with 2 to go. This is the final lap, and it is just me and James fighting for 5th place. I knew on this course, you have to be first into that last turn. If you're first into the last turn on this, you have to really screw up not to win. So my game plan here was essentially I'm gonna hit it halfway on this gravel road. Once the pace kind of eases up and I recover for like 1 or 2 seconds, and then I'm gonna be first into that turn. As long as I can be first into that turn, man, I think I have it.
You right? Right?
Well done, gentlemen, good finish.
Good job, guys.
And then once I had that little bit of a gap, I think James just kind of let me go because he knew it too. I got 5th place, he got 6th, but that was a phenomenal battle between him. Like, thanks for coming out and racing because I wouldn't have had somebody to fight with. That's what makes these races so entertaining and so fun to be a participant in, is battling. When you have somebody that just goes off the front and wins by 10 minutes, that's not fun to watch, right? So being able to fight somebody for a position, that was a lot of fun. And it was every lap we were fighting for position. That was a blast. Everybody did awesome. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you for tuning in. I enjoyed the heck out of editing this because there was 2 cameras. So if anybody gets GoPro footage of a race that I'm in and would like to send it to me, I would love to edit it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you all for race number 3. We'll keep rolling along with the Winter Short Track Series. Bye-bye.